What if I told you Ferrari is preparing to unleash the full hidden power of the SF-25 on the most demanding track of the season? Could this be the rebirth of Hamilton in red? Stay tuned, because what's happening in Maranello before the Mexican Grand Prix is something we've never seen before. The Mexican GP isn't just another race on the Formula One calendar. It's a technical nightmare that forces engineers to rethink nearly every setup parameter from scratch. And for Ferrari, still chasing that elusive first win of the season, this race could either save or destroy everything they've built. To understand why, you have to know one thing. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is merciless. Sitting 2,285 meters above sea level, it pushes Formula One machinery beyond its natural limits. At that altitude, the air is 25% thinner than at sea level, meaning less oxygen, not just for drivers but for engines, brakes, and cooling systems too. The result? A circuit where everything overheats faster, cools less effectively, and every fraction of aerodynamic efficiency matters twice as much. Here's the twist. Even though teams run Monaco-level downforce to compensate for the thin air, the main straight still allows cars to exceed 370 km/h. Why? Because with less air density, there's less drag. So this track demands the impossible. Maximum downforce without losing top speed, and that's a balance few teams have ever mastered. For Ferrari, this challenge goes even deeper. The SF-25 was built with a radically different design philosophy than its predecessor. Its new pull rod suspension setup at both the front and rear aims to smooth airflow under the car for stronger ground effect. But that design comes with a drawback. It's highly sensitive to changes in temperature, pressure, and altitude. Mexico, with its extreme environment, puts that sensitivity to the ultimate test. The SF-25 has to stay at an ideal ride height to keep the floor's aerodynamics working efficiently. Too low, and it risks scraping its flat bottom on the curbs in the stadium section. Too high, and it loses downforce. That's why Ferrari's engineering team has been running some of the most intensive simulations of the season, specifically for this track, the Autodromo. Hermanos Rodriguez is also infamous for its split personality, long straights demanding minimal drag, mixed with slow, twisty sectors that require maximum mechanical grip. That combination forces teams into a painful choice. Tune the car for top speed and suffer in the corners, or load it with downforce and get past easily in the DRS zones. Ferrari, winless after 19 rounds, is betting everything on finding the perfect middle ground, and Mexico pushes the SF-25 to its breaking point. Any cooling issue can cause a DNF. A bad strategy could mean public embarrassment. But if everything clicks, this could be the spark that reignites Ferrari's entire season.
Hamilton has gone beyond the usual prep work this time.
He spent hours in the simulator replicating Mexico's altitude conditions, testing brake wear, tire degradation, engine cooling, and even how the car behaves in traffic through the stadium section. He's requested tweaks to the power unit mapping to understand how the SF-25 reacts when cooling airflow drops below safe levels. Working in real time with Ferrari's engineers, he's been cross-checking data with his instincts, identifying small details that raw telemetry can't catch. A major area of focus has been braking. Ferrari has struggled with brake issues since early 2025, and circuits like Singapore exposed that weakness brutally. There, Hamilton's car suffered a braking system failure that forced him off track and out of the points. Learning from that, he's pushed for reprogramming the brake-by-wire system, adjusting brake balance for low downforce conditions, and redesigning cooling ducts specifically for Mexico's thin air. But Hamilton's work hasn't stopped with the car. He's also stepped up his physical training for the extreme conditions. At high altitude, the human body receives less oxygen, which affects endurance, focus, and reflexes. To adapt, Hamilton's been using hypobaric chambers to simulate Mexico's air pressure and is trained with controlled breathing exercises to expand lung capacity and improve cardiovascular response. These details might seem small, but they're what keep a driver sharp over 71 grueling laps at altitude. So far, the SF-25 has shown flashes of brilliance but also instability. Through Hamilton's simulator work, Ferrari has tailored a setup for Mexico that aims to maximize performance while minimizing risk. The goal isn't just to extract speed, it's to prevent the car from falling into its usual traps, overheating, losing grip in high-speed corners, or suffering aero imbalance in slower turns. Thermal management has been another critical battle. In hot races like Singapore and Miami, the SF-25's cooling systems reached breaking point. The radiators couldn't shed heat efficiently, leading to dangerously high temperatures for the brakes, the battery, and the control unit. Ferrari, with Hamilton's input, has focused hard on solving these vulnerabilities ahead of Mexico. The data tells the story. Despite not winning a race, Ferrari is still in the fight for second place in the Constructors' Championship. Both Hamilton and Leclerc consistently qualify in the top 6, and the team's long-run pace has improved significantly on medium downforce circuits. But there's one haunting statistic. Ferrari's last victory came exactly a year ago, right here in Mexico. That day, Carlos Sainz gave Maranello its final taste of glory. Since then, it's been a year-long search for answers. The SF-25 isn't a failure, it's unfinished. A car full of potential waiting to be unlocked through precision, teamwork, and driver finesse. And as Ferrari heads into Mexico, that's exactly what's on the line. What's unfolding inside Ferrari right now is more than preparation. It's a full-scale transformation. With the Mexican Grand Prix on the horizon, Hamilton and Leclerc have been working side by side to bring stability to the SF-25, which has proven unpredictable across different circuits. Ferrari knows the car is fast, but the challenge has always been consistency. Sometimes it performs like a world beater. Other times it simply can't deliver over a full race distance. Hamilton's influence is becoming more visible than ever. His arrival wasn't just about bringing speed. It was about rebuilding Ferrari's approach from the ground up. From pit wall communication to how tire data is processed mid-race, Hamilton's experience is reshaping the team's rhythm. He's emphasized the importance of in-race adaptability, adjusting on the fly to conditions rather than sticking rigidly to pre-race plans. In recent races, you can see it clearly. Ferrari's strategy calls have improved. Their pit stops are smoother. Even the tension that once plagued their radio communications has eased. This is no coincidence. It's Hamilton's leadership showing results. He's teaching Ferrari to think and act like a championship team again. But let's be clear, Mexico isn't just another test. It's a potential turning point. Ferrari's engineers have implemented upgrades focused specifically on thermal efficiency, particularly around the power unit's cooling architecture. The aim? Prevent overheating without sacrificing straight-line performance. Those changes were validated during simulator sessions, where Hamilton pushed the car under stress scenarios that mirrored race day conditions. The simulations revealed a surprising insight. The SF-25 handles better when driven aggressively at altitude. The thinner air reduces drag enough to let the car breathe, allowing drivers to brake later and exit corners with more throttle without losing rear stability. That's the kind of balance Hamilton loves. A car that rewards precision and commitment. Leclerc, on the other hand, has taken a more analytical role in this development process. While Hamilton fine-tunes balance and feedback, Leclerc has been focused on tire behavior, particularly the soft compound degradation that tends to ruin Ferrari's race pace. Together, they're tackling both sides of the equation, raw feel and technical data, giving Ferrari its most complete feedback loop in years. Meanwhile, Ferrari's team principal has made it clear, this race could define their season. A strong result here would silence months of criticism and prove that the SF-25's concept works. A poor performance, however, could force Maranello to rethink the car's foundation before 2026. That's how high the stakes are, and inside the factory, morale is shifting. The mechanics say Hamilton's energy has reignited the spirit they last felt during the Alonso era. There's a renewed sense of purpose, a belief that Ferrari can fight, not just participate. Every technician, every strategist, every mechanic knows that this weekend could mark the start of Ferrari's revival. During Friday's practice sessions, expect Ferrari to run multiple cooling configurations and wing angles. They'll test both high and medium downforce setups to measure straight-line speed loss and temperature control. It's not about setting the fastest lap. It's about finding the sweet spot before qualifying. If Ferrari gets it right, Sunday could deliver something special. The SF-25, when balanced properly, has the potential to dominate Mexico's twisty sectors while still hitting blistering speeds on the main straight. Combine that with Hamilton's adaptability and Leclerc's precision, and you have a pairing capable of upsetting Red Bull and McLaren on their strongest track. Hamilton's calm confidence has already begun to spread. He's reminded the team that progress takes patience, that greatness isn't rebuilt overnight. Yet his tone carries conviction, the kind that only champions possess. For him, Mexico isn't about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to Ferrari that the dream is still alive. So as the Scuderia prepares to take on the high-altitude chaos of Mexico City, The message from Hamilton is clear. Stay relentless, trust the process, and fight like champions. Because for the first time in a long while, Ferrari doesn't just look ready to compete. They look ready to believe again.